Shar, high archer.
Jaron Jackson Jr. slams it down indeed. All right, friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Sports Spotlight. We are back, and as I said before the break, the spotlight was going to be swiveling over to other things sport. And right now, we're going to move it over to the hard court of basketball, the pro level. We're probably going to talk a little bit about college as well. And to have all those discussions with me on the airwaves of Radio Azad, I've got my good buddy and a wonderful sports analyst, Patrick Shepard. Shep, welcome back, man. How are you?
Pretty good. We got birthday parties this afternoon, swim practice later after that. Fun times.
Look at that. You guys up in Chi-Town, the temperatures go above freezing, and all of a sudden you're doing birthdays.
All the snow is now melted except for the shadiest of spots.
Yeah. Man, I was, I was thinking of you when we had our freeze a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember if we've talked about this. Sorry if we're repeating the conversation. We've got a north-facing home, and in the winter, our driveway just does not get any sun at all. So we had a solid sheet of ice for the temperatures were in the 40s, and we still had a sheet of ice. It wasn't until about 5 or 6 days after the last of the freeze when it finally completely melted. I thought about, taking a shovel or an ice pick or something to it, but I was like, it's going to warm up. It'll melt. But yeah, it's amazing in the winter months how much difference a little shade makes when it comes to snow and ice. All right.
Yeah, so we took a walk yesterday, and there were whole sections where the morning sun doesn't get them, and the afternoon sun, by the time it will roll around there, is behind other buildings.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's still pockets of ice in the snow.
Yep.
Even at 45 degrees.
Craziness. But hey, we should be thankful because pretty soon, before we know it, the dog days of summer are going to be here, and we're going to be wishing for a little cool in the air. All right. Well, pleasure to have you here. And as you can hear in the background, there's Giannis. Are you surprised that Giannis did not get moved, considering how much chatter there was about his moving?
It's hard. I saw a headline and kind of read the article where it said, "As of today, I'm committed." And I was like, well, that doesn't mean you're very committed, does it? As of today, I'm committed, but tomorrow I may not be. Well, that is not for a long-term relationship make.
Yep.
So yes, with that kind of firm commitment, I am a little surprised he did not get moved.
Yeah, if an NBA team, obviously not the Bucks, if one of the other 31 teams want Giannis moved, they should all get together and do whatever they can to make sure that Nico Harris gets hired as the GM.
Their GM, yeah.
He'll
get nothing for him.
He'll pass along Giannis for a bag of potato chips, right? Okay, all right. I don't want to beat that particular drum today, because things are actually, in spite of those terrible decisions by the at the time GM, things are looking pretty good for the Mavs right now with the Rook, with Cooper Flag. So we'll get to that, but I wanted to I want to talk about the season in a minute, but to start things off, speaking of the Bucks, it's a nice segue because last year, and really for the previous 3 years, the Bucks had gotten Giannis what he wanted. They'd gotten him an all-star, a future Hall of Famer, in a team member. It didn't work out. It did not work out with Dame and Giannis playing there. And eventually, Dame actually, I don't know if you know, because he hasn't been playing, but he signed back with Portland. Like he wants to. He got his shot, didn't come through, got his big money, and he just wants to come back and finish his career at home, right? So he signed with them. He's still recovering from his torn Achilles from last year. Did you know he was participating? Hasn't played a single game, I believe. Yeah, not a single game for the Blazers. He was competing in the 3-point shooting contest last night. Not only was he competing in the 3-point shooting contest, he won the 3-point contest last night. Still recovering from the torn Achilles. Hasn't there.
Pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive. That ties him. I think that was his third title. Yeah, third 3 title, and that ties him with Larry Bird and Craig Hodges. Who remembers that name from the Chicago Bulls, from the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls?
Oh yeah, he was truly a 3-point specialist too.
Back then, absolutely. They literally would put him in to shoot threes, and he was shooting over 40%. Back when 28% was considered good, 30% was really good. But yeah, I mean, Craig Hodges.
And there's also some other issues, by the way, with Lillard in the background that have not been resolved yet.
Okay, do tell.
Wait, unless I'm completely wrong, isn't there some?
Off the court stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Matthew Lillard.
A vastly different Lillard.
I may have messed that one up.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't aware, but I mean, look, there's a lot that happens in the sports world, and I'm not gonna claim to know all of it. We'll look that up.
I'll have to look that up because I thought that there was something.
Dame, he hasn't ever been a name to look for in the off-court stuff, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to table that. I'll have to look that up and get back to you.
Oh, yeah, you are correct, sir. He's going through undergoing a high-profile divorce, with a judge recently ordering the unsealing of previously private sensitive case files. It's a custody battle, and it's irreconcilable differences. I don't know if I'm not seeing citing. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here. The divorce was filed citing irreconcilable differences, citing his demanding career and relocation. So I don't think there's anything much beyond that there. So maybe I'm not going to look up Matthew Lillard right now. Although there is a new Scream 34 or whatever coming out. I saw previews for that.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I don't know if they're going to bring back Damian Lillard's Matthew Lillard's character, but who knows? Anyway,
a great Scooby-Doo voice.
He did. All right, Shaggy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, voice for Scooby-Doo. Yeah, Shaggy.
Yep. All right, here we go. So, all the way back. I like these segues. We give our listeners a taste of Americana as a whole, not just the sports side of things, right? But let's get back to Dame Lillard, man. So the third 3-point contest, he wins it. I think he's 7 or 8 months removed from the Achilles. So 9 months. He's probably going to play sometime this season, but he looked really, really good winning his third 3-point.
Well, yeah, there is a difference between being able to shoot 3-pointers and move on the basketball court.
Yeah, yep. And maybe that's when he comes back, maybe he becomes that Klay Thompson style, scoring 34 points off of 12 dribbles or whatever that craziness. That record that Klay set. Maybe he just becomes a spot up shooter. I mean, look, his thing has been being a creator, and for that he obviously needs to have his full mobility. That's probably why he hasn't played a game. That's probably why he was able to take part in the 3-point contest. because he doesn't need to do all that. But I think we'll see him sometime soon. Are you at all like? I'm not going to watch the NBA game or competition, whatever the new format is.
Yeah.
They're trying really hard to make the NBA game mean something. I was about to say to get eyeballs on the game, but I think they're still getting eyeballs, not like they used to maybe in the 90s and the 2000s, but they're getting enough sponsorship, they're getting enough money, they're getting all of that, right? But it just seems very, very meaningless. Honestly, at this point, I think NBA All-Star Saturday has surpassed NBA All-Star Sunday. The dunk contest, the three-point contest, that is something that the fans know what they're getting, right? They know what they're getting. So those who have always been interested in it are going to tune in, are going to take part. But the game itself just seems to be losing interest.
Well, because look, no one wants to get hurt, so no one wants to play defense.
Yep.
Right. The more we get from people caring about whether or not they win at an All-Star game, the farther we get from that, the more of a waste of time it is.
Yep.
And the NBA is trying to maintain relevance because they want the ratings for the All-Star break. But I don't know. I mean, like, what?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
All-Star game in 20 years. Maybe. I mean, I will scan the headlines afterwards just to make sure I haven't missed anything big, like somebody accidentally getting hurt or whatever.
Yeah.
Hurt. But outside of that,
I think I watched an All-Star game, like sat down and watched an All-Star game in 2008. Yeah, I think it was.
So almost 20 years.
Yeah.
That's 18.
Holy crap.
Yeah, 2008 was 18 years ago. Think about that one.
That's not right. You take that back. What? Yeah, it's 2026. That's craziness. All right. Well, hopefully we can be sitting around and joking about this and having a good time in 20 more years. So 3-point contest is in the books. The dunk contest is in the books, and there's going to be a game of some sort. I don't even know what the format is. I know they changed it, but I said that I would want to talk about the season as a whole. Hey, before we get going, I don't know if I've announced this with you on the air. I don't know if you know about this. So I want to tell our listeners right now to come celebrate South Asian Night with the Dallas Mavericks on March 30th. Yes. Watch the Mavs take on the Timberwolves. So yes, Anthony Edwards is going to be in town. Watch him take on the Timberwolves at 7:30 p.m. and score an exclusive South Asian Night ticket pack. Yes, it features your game ticket and a limited edition Mavs cricket jersey. Yep. Ticket packs are available now at mavs.com/SAN for South Asian Night. Do not wait. Jerseys are only available with the ticket pack. They will not be selling them at their store. You buy the ticket, you attend the game, you get the jersey, and then you get to rock your Mavs jersey at the next cricket event that you go to. Great opportunity. And this is only going to be, again, limited supplies. So get your ticket packs now so you can secure your cricket jersey, because once they're gone, they gone. All right. Speaking of gone are the days in the NBA where the teams 100% followed Herm Edwards' advice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they've been gone for a long time.
They are not playing to win the game every night. They're just not.
And there's two reasons for that. All right. One is draft position, and two is you just can't play your stars every night because they'll be dead come playoff.
Mm-hmm.
And
So I want to before we move on to the first item, I want to talk about that second item. What is different? Is this truly just the stars and even the teams wanting to prolong the careers of these stars? Because I mean, you always hear
the careers though. It's the in seat, like their legs are dead.
But why? Because remember, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Dr. J, these guys were playing 80, 81, 82 games a season. And I always hear from the youngsters. Yeah, I don't want to come across as the get off my lawn. But the young folks always talk about how, who's the mediocre player from today, whatever, Grayson Allen would dominate the 80s or whatever, right? I mean, because the athletes are the NBA players of this era are so much more physically able, physically gifted, better shape, better this, better that. Why can't they play 90% of the games?
Well, because they're playing more possessions per game now than they did than the 90s and early 2000s.
Okay.
So they're running more. And I think that the pace per possession in terms of like what's going on is probably slightly more intense. And people used to have shorter careers because they got hurt more with, obviously science has come away to help that out too. But you can't maintain that intensity for the full NBA season and then be fresh for the playoffs. Remember, the playoffs are longer now too because you've got more teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right?
The play-in, yeah.
So now you've got more games. The travel is probably increased some as they play more
back-to-backs.
Like you're just putting a lot more stress on the body. And teams figured out that strategically resting guys made them fresher at the expense of maybe one or two games in the standings, and that was more valuable overall. And now the NBA is, of course, trying to find people for resting their stars because they want the fans to get what they paid for. But the real answer is to shorten the season. But that'll never happen because
every ticket, every game is a revenue stream.
Yep.
And nobody wants to give up any of that money, including Adam Silver, who is on record, who said he wants to solve this. The next item. Let's get to the next item, the tanking. Right. He came out and addressed it head on. So kudos to him. I don't know how he's going to solve it, but at least he's saying that it's a problem because the fans, and you and I might be on slightly different sides of this. I was saying we were having this conversation off the air, and I was saying that the majority of the fans probably are okay with losing in the short term because it means gains in the long term. But maybe I'm overestimating the long view of the average fan. What are your thoughts on how the fans feel? What is that? Are fans okay with their teams tanking if it means a San Antonio Spurs like lottery hit?
Look, if you're guaranteed that and you're going to hit it, they probably are in the short term because that's the only way to build your team. But I have a fix. Add more NBA teams, create a tiered league system with promotion and relegation, and reorder the draft so that the teams that just missed the playoffs draft first, and the teams that have the worst record draft right before teams that made the playoffs.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So I would add more teams. I would have saner schedules. I would have it all under the umbrella of, say, the National Basketball Association. But you would have League One, League Two. You'd have teams moving up and down the league depending on how well they played. Like, say, bottom X number of spots get relegated, top X number of spots get promoted. those teams would have, within each league, would have salary cap floors and ceilings. All right. And that would be how I would fix that.
All right. Adam Silver, if you're looking for a solution, I think Shep has found it. That's brilliant. Now, it's going to obviously.
There's no way in heck that would ever happen.
Yeah, they're never going to do it because it would be a completely different league than what they've been running. But man, you know, that's this is going back to fantasy sports, fantasy football specifically, because that's king. That's what you do, right? You have a winner's bracket and then a consolation round, right? To get better positioning so that teams, even in the last couple of weeks, if they're out of the playoff picture, they still have incentive to continue to win. And then especially in the playoffs, they continue to have incentive to win. So following that similar model, I think that's brilliant. And that would, in this case, it would be, they'd be playing for the same thing that they're not playing for, right? Right now, they're not playing. They're tanking to get a higher pick. But how about you compete against your? I think there's something there. I wonder.
The reason why I say that is because, look, it would hurt the teams that are really poorly run and are always bad.
Mm-hmm.
But they're always bad. You know, it would reward teams that are reloading or rebuilding. Yeah. And don't just completely let the bottom fall out.
Yeah.
I don't know how to fix it. It's really hurting the game because, you know, like a third of the league, maybe more, is tanking right now. And that has competitive implications for the teams that do make the playoffs. Like, what if you play a team before it decides to tank and you get their best effort, right? And then somebody else who you're competing for the second or third seed later in the season plays that team after they just started to tank. Well, there's a competitive, and that's one of the reasons why to look at this is because it just destroys the competitive nature of the game.
Yep.
And it hurts the integrity of the competition.
I think there's something there that Silver and the NBA.
Silver, not Silver. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I got his name wrong.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah, no more. There's something there. They need to fix it because, you know, while they may not be losing the TV money just yet, if they continue to lose eyeballs, continue to lose interest in the regular season games, they will start to lose that TV money eventually. Because I mean, the broadcast stations are not paying those exorbitant amounts just because they like the sport. They're doing it because it gives them exposure to eyeballs. And once they start to see that that's waning, it's going to spell trouble for the NBA. So they've got to do something. All right. Well, we're at a break. We're going to take a short break. Again, this is a short one, about 3.5 minutes. We're going to be right back and going to swivel the spotlight slightly over. We're going to talk a little bit of college basketball right here on Sports Spotlight.
Listening to Radio Azad, where your voice matters. Entertain, inform, inspire.
Download the free Radio Azad app on the App Store or Google Play to listen worldwide.